back to my channel. So today we're going to rank all of the palettes that I used in August. August was a distant memory for me, and I'm struggling to remember if I used the palettes that I have in front of me either in August or right at the beginning of September. So I've done my best to include just the ones that I used in August. There's not a huge amount, which I kind of expect as well. Although having said that, there is still a big pile here. I'm saying the opposite, right? There's not that much, but actually you would probably only expect maybe 5 palettes. I've used way more than 5 palettes. So anyway, let's get into this ranking. Now, what I have been doing recently is I do them in groups of 4, like in terms of like the type of palettes that they are. For this month alone, I've actually just ranked them from least memorable to like least favorite to, you know, most memorable, or the ones that I kind of enjoyed the most. I think in general, I love all of these palettes. I don't dislike any of these palettes. I'm not going to declutter any of these palettes. So if I'm ranking them at the bottom, it doesn't mean I don't like them. I just don't like them as much. Or this particular month, I didn't have a warm fuzzy feeling from using them. I think that's what we'll go with. Okay, so right at the bottom, I usually just want to include palettes where I have used 2 of the shades. So in that case, a lot of my Pan Nose eyeshadow palettes, if I'm just going in to that one shade during that month and I don't happen to go into any other shade, I don't include it in this ranking because otherwise it's just going to be too many. And I'm ranking palettes just based off of one shade. However, 2 or more is kind of my limit. I maybe should bump it up to 3 or more because 2 also doesn't really give you a good idea of the palette in all, especially if it is a big palette. So we're going to start with a big palette, which is the Earthly from Beauty Bay. I do love this palette, but it is just enormous. And the reason why I'm ranking it at the bottom is because I really just went into these 2 shades, and I feel like I went into this one right at the start of August, that's why I can talk about it, and then this one right at the end, or in the middle, because I didn't use this twice, but very, very little. This is my Pan That Palette in Order palette, and as you can see, I am struggling. But I just think in general it was just like a meh experience because I didn't go into it all that much, and I'm using 2 shades that aren't my favorite in the palette. So that's why I'm ranking at the bottom. Next up, we're going to put the Sample Beauty Equalizer Volume 2 here. I love this palette, so don't get me wrong, but this has been my Project Level Up project for several months now. It is my level 4. I've already moved on to level 5. However, I do have more use on this one, and I have yet to film my update on that, which I didn't even realize I didn't post an update in August. So I'm so sorry about that, but I will be having an update on it very, very soon. But yeah, this one I really do enjoy, but because I've been working on it in a project, there are specific shades that I have needed to use, and they weren't my favorite in the palette. So that's why it's ranked at the bottom as well, because not that I don't love it, but I've just been going into a lot of the purpley shades, and there's just so many in here. And they just, at the time in August, it wasn't what I wanted to do. So it was a little bit of a struggle. Okay, next up, we have the California Love from Colourpop. This is in my eyeshadow project pan for like the year-long one. This one I think I went into just a few shades, and I really love it. The formula is really great, but I'm ranking it kind of lower because there's not much to say about it. I also do not recall what the look was. I think I just did a lot of very easy looks in August when I did do my makeup. And this obviously made a lot of sense for me at the time. So I went into this, but couldn't tell you what I did. Well, same thing for this one. This is the Nabla Dreamy palette. And this one is also in that project. And I'm trying to think. I think I went into... Ooh, I don't know. I have it written down because I am actually tracking it, but at the top of my head, I don't recall what I went into, but I know I definitely pulled this because I put it in the pile of palettes that I used. So I know it was used, I just don't recall what I did. It might have just been like a couple of shimmers and that was it. I might have just dipped into it for that, but yeah. Kind of mediocre, and so ranking it there because there's just not much to say. Okay, this next one is controversial, so just bear with me, but this is my Pan That palette for the month. I've been ranking this super high in all of these rankings, but this month in particular, I just have kind of felt a little bit bored with it. I haven't really had the itch to pull it. And so when I did use it, I felt like I was kind of using it because it was my Pan That palette, and I don't want to have that feeling. I want to use it because I love it, not because I'm forced to use it, because my other projects are for that. I feel like my Pan That palette should be because I just love that palette and it's a joy to use. So I think I'm getting a little bit tired of it. Didn't use it very much in August, but I still did use it, and obviously did use a few of the shades a few times, so I can rank it in here. And yeah, this one, I'm kind of it's in the middle, right? It's just, it's not part of the favorite pile. Okay, next up we have the Dragon's Eye from WhatsUp Beauty. Some of these I didn't know really where to rank. I do love this palette. I did do a collab video with Dub's Beauty Diary, and we used all three of the WhatsUp palettes, and this was the last one that I had to dip into. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed watching that video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Not many people clicked on it, and I thought it was cute. So, okay, next up we have the Feral from Menagerie. So I pulled this from my Shop My Stash back in July, and then I had it to work on for August. I have to say, I didn't go into that many shades. I think I only went into Wolfling, Canis Lupus, and maybe one of these two. I stayed away from the greens at the time. I wasn't really pulling a lot of greens in August, but I did use the palette, and I'm going to say this every time I say it about Menagerie Cosmetics. I do think their formula is absolutely amazing, but I'm not ranking it any higher because the color story is just a little iffy for me. I've said it multiple times. I just don't know what to do with this color story, but I think it's just a me thing. And maybe if it was rearranged differently, I don't know, but it's a really beautiful palette. And I don't know, when I was looking at my palettes trying to rank them all, this gave me warm fuzzy feelings, so I had to rank it here. Okay, next up we have the Shadow Kiss from Alter Ego. This is my favorite Alter Ego. I've mentioned that multiple times. I think I ranked this as #1 last month, unless I'm completely mistaken. I think I ranked it as #1. I went to it again a little bit in August, again, just for a very easy neutral look. And love it. Love, 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 love it. I don't feel like I can ever go wrong with this palette, and that's why I love it. But yeah, went into that one, and that's actually #3. I only have 2 palettes left. So moving on, we have the Hoodie Beauty, the Mercury Retrograde. This one I also had quite a bit of fun in August. Didn't go into too many shades, but I did go into a few shades, so I'm able to rank it. And it was fun. It was fun. I feel like you can do really nice neutral looks with this one without going too pink or too overboard, because they do have this sort of neutral section over here. And I definitely wore a lot of neutral looks in August when I did wear my makeup. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, and then last but not least is actually this one, What's Your Palette from GlossGods. This is my level 5 palette for my project level up. The one that I have yet to update. I think this video is going up before I update it, but I don't think there's going to be any spoilers because I'm not going to tell you how many times I've used them. And shockingly, there are no pans. But this is a beautiful, beautiful palette. I actually have these 2 shades on today. Really, really stunning. And I didn't go into it all that much in August, and I think I've actually gone into it a lot more in September. This last week, definitely have tried to go into all of these greens and blues because I just didn't think I was going to ever get to them. So I've made a real push on those. But I definitely went into this one in August, and I went into this one in August. This one, I think at least 2 times in August as well. So I think only maybe, to be fair, only 2 shades. Maybe this one actually, I don't, my dates are all a little bit off, but it's a beautiful palette. I've had a lot of fun with this, and I think this definitely has been my favorite palette that I've used recently. It might be because it's kind of fallen into September and I'm still feeling that buzz from it, but I just think it's a gorgeous palette, and it's GlossGods, so I kind of like wanted to rank it as high as I could. So yeah, that's it. There's a bunch of other palettes that I actually have used this month, but obviously they will be tracked for September, and I am filming this a little bit late. I tried to get these out sooner in the month, but I think by the time I post this will be like mid-month. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoy any of these other palettes, and which palette you enjoyed the most in August. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!